Hey guys, how's it going? Today is December 13th, 2017. Welcome back to another episode. I'm guessing it's 4 today. Whatever, who cares? Who's counting? Anyway, so today, I was trying to figure out last night what to talk about. Again, having a lot of, friends comment and letting me know, asking me questions, all kinds of things, and I'm still trying to figure out, what I really want to talk to you guys about, because there's a million things I want to talk about, obviously, but, so what I was thinking about earlier today was how I can be more of a unique voice, because again, just doing a quick YouTube search now, there's a bunch of voices out there, that have their ideas or their voices, whatever, when it comes to the crypto space, when it comes to financials, when it comes to a lot of things. But again, as we all know, we all offer our own unique perspective. So here's mine. And my perspective is going to come more from a business perspective, business standpoint, history standpoint, financial standpoint, things like that. I'm not here to give you guys like financial advice or investing advice or what's the next hot ICO or none of that crypto shit. This is going to be about cryptos though, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be what you guys think. I'm just here to really just, again, give you, my 2 cents on what I think is going to happen in the future, or what I think, this technology represents for us in the future, and, things like that. And, just how we ourselves can make an impact, how this is revolutionary. I'm here just to mainly educate on the subject, and bring things from like the past and our history and other things to correlate and make everything kind of come together. That's all. And so, like, if anyone is here familiar with history and is familiar with the printing press and, Gutenberg and what that represented, for humanity over 500 years ago, this is what the blockchain represents for the future of mankind. It's something just like that. It's like the printing press, in the sense that once the printing press was invented, it just opened up this Pandora's box, which allowed knowledge to just freely flow, as opposed to before, where the knowledge was guarded by a few and guarded very heavily. And yeah. And so when the printing press was invented, it just, this revolutionary of knowledge, of intellect, was born. And so right now, that's pretty much kind of like where we're about to embark on as a human race. That's what the blockchain represents. And so let me just start giving you a 101. Okay, so let's do a business 101. And blockchain 101, in the sense of like what the hell this really represents. So all this, and by this I mean the blockchain, all the blockchain really represents, okay, why this is so disruptive, and it will be disruptive to every single industry out there, period, in the story, the end, is because all this technology does, more than anything, is just like I was discussing earlier, in the episode before, when it comes to like a messaging app. So what this really does is just, it makes everything peer-to-peer. Hence, no middleman. So once something is integrated onto the blockchain, or something is blockchained or on the blockchain, that's it. You know what I mean? The need for a middleman is reduced by so much, it's not even funny. So like right now, we all need middlemen in every single aspect of life. And in fact, that's how capitalism tends to really work, in the sense, our modern day capitalism, where, there's always a middleman, at least one. And that middleman, that's the one that makes all the money, And so what is a middleman? The guy that facilitates, this from this to get into this, okay? This is the middleman. You know what I mean? Let's just say I want to buy this mouse. Okay, I want to buy this mouse or whatever, and I have some money, this fake paper. So, what's a middleman? Let's just say a store. You get what I'm saying? Or it could be an online store, it could be a brick and mortar store, it could be a billion things. Okay, so that's a middleman. So, in some senses, there's some terms, you know what I mean? Like, we're still going to need middlemen. Middlemen are going to be there, and we'll be more than happy to pay for that service. But, for example, where Bitcoin comes in is that, you know, we kind of don't need a middleman, okay? We really don't. The reason that we had banks to begin with are not the reason we have banks today. So, right now, we all know that we have to have a bank account. We all get fees for all kinds of things. And again, they're probably minute. You probably don't even care, probably don't even notice. But back when I was growing up, I'm not that old, by the way, guys. All right. Back when I was growing up, when I got my first bank account, you know, they would incentivize you to put money in there because they wanted your money in there. And so, since everything, you know, sorry, I keep saying you know a lot. I'm trying to avoid that. But at the end of the day, like when you would put money in the when you would put your money back in the day, back in the bank, they would give you interest, they would give you money, they would facilitate the money exchange process and that whole thing. So in order to, you know, literally incentivizing you to use the banking system, stop using cash, you know, to integrate yourself within the system. Nowadays, everyone's already integrated in the system. In fact, if you're not in the system, you don't exist. We already talked about that. We already know about this. So, in fact, if you guys are out there, whoever's out there, and some of you guys are living in this country and are so poor, so fucking poor. I've been there, and a lot of us have been there. So, but anyway, so poor that you cannot even get a bank account because they don't even want to give you a bank account. This is where Bitcoin comes in. This is where this technology comes in. You understand? Because right now, remember the banking fees and banking costs money, believe it or not. It's crazy. It's supposed to be free, or they're supposed to give you money to use their bank, but whatever, now we're paying them, which is insane. That's where we are now in 2018 actually, we're a month away. So a lot of people, have you ever seen a check cashing store? What that is that, you know, people can't use a bank account. They can't. I mean, not to use a bank account. They won't even give them a bank account. They cannot get a bank account. There's a million reasons as to why they can't get one, but a lot of them mainly is just income. So they have to get their paycheck, and they have to take it to a check cashing store, okay? And in the check cashing store, from that measly check that they get, probably like around $200 a week, they get probably like 20% taken out. So this is, you know, again, if you're rich and you have a lot of money, you can invest in things, hence make money. So now this is just another one example of how the rich get rich and the poor get poor. You ever hear that? How it's cheap to be rich, but expensive to be poor? Think about it, okay? Who the fuck can live on $200 a week, let alone take 20% off that, you know, that $200? Yeah. Sucks, right? Okay. So this is a problem that's not just happening in this country. It's happening all over the world, you know. And then, for real, you know, let's just say that you're an Asian immigrant working on mainland China, and you're just trying to send money back to wherever, Thailand. You get what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, it's kind of like the same situation, just like we have immigrants here, etc., etc. It happens all over the world. So the thing is that, again, you know, just to diverse, like, just the currency thing. So, like, here, when you're in this country and you're doing the check cashing thing, whatever, you already know you live that life. And if you don't live that life, just do a little Google, Vice research, whatever. You know, find some stories on what it is to live poor, and you'll see real quick. And if you don't, you know, if you're already poor, like, you know, you don't need it. If you come from that, again, you've been there. But for those of you out there that have no fucking idea what that is, just look it up, and you'll see what I mean. And so, you know, what this cryptocurrency represents is that, first of all, these people cannot get a bank or banking. They cannot be in the banking system. But now, all of a sudden, if they're presented with this technology, which most of them don't even know that it exists anyway. But anyway, if they're presented with this technology, then now, all of a sudden, now they can be in the banking system, meaning they can have a credit card, they can buy things, purchase things, you know, credit, all these things that were not accessible to them before. That's just in this country. In other countries, you know, let's say like China, you know, in China, you know, where someone's coming from Thailand working there, or other immigrants, you know, like all over the world, things like that, or just whatever, just poor people in other parts of the world, like let's say Venezuela, Zimbabwe, you name it, whatever. they themselves have no access to the banking system. In fact, there's probably no bank in fucking, Zimbabwe, or no bank, that wants to work within the Venezuelan, whatever. And, just, we can go, many examples all over the world with this. So let's just stay with the poor example, okay? The poor people example. So, if you're poor, like literally a dirt hut in a village, you don't have any businesses there, let alone a bank, okay? And these debt slaves, these banksters are not going to just be like, we're going to put a bank in the middle of a little village. It's just kind of intuitive. They kind of build it up first, and once they got a little city or something, some kind of income coming in, then, they invest or whatever. But the point of the matter is that, not only can they not get, the banks cannot get there themselves, but then even the people themselves cannot even access the bank if it were to even be there per se, okay? So this is where the cell phone comes in, okay? The smartphone comes in, okay? Because nowadays, again, maybe not this fancy phone, but nowadays, all over the world, especially in these developed countries, they're getting flip phones or really, really, really cheap phones that have access to the internet. And guess what? Not only do they have access to the internet, but they have access to Bitcoin. And what is Bitcoin? What do we keep hearing and talking about what Bitcoin is? It's a bank. It makes you your own bank. So in a case where someone cannot access a bank, we already talked about a million examples of a lot of people that cannot access a bank. So in a situation where you cannot access, or even a bank will not grant you access to the banking system, well, guess what? Now you can circumvent that whole thing, and now you can become part of the banking system. And again, it's not about being in the banking system. It's just being in the system of trade, in the system of the economy, capitalism. We don't want to leave anyone out, like Mr. Bush said back in the day, no children's left behind or whatever, right? Same thing. We can't leave anybody behind. And now you follow me? Because if we leave these people behind, then we already know what their fates and their futures are. But if we give them the same tools that we all have, well, their future is very bright. Just saying. What the fuck do I know? Again, I'm just a fucking Cuban out here in fucking LA, drinking my coffee in the morning, talking shit to a fucking camera. Alright, let me see. Time. Alright, we're gonna pause right here, and we're back. Okay. So that kind of just explained the whole middleman part, the whole banking part, why it's important. What Bitcoin is important. Okay. And remember, Bitcoin is just the first thing on the blockchain. So with that being said, okay, let's just go back to business 101. Okay. If you don't know anything about business, well, I'm gonna give you your first lesson. And if you are in business, you've already been hit with this lesson over the head a million fucking times, okay? And so what this lesson is just marginal cost, okay? And so pretty much whatever it is you do, it doesn't matter what you do, okay? If you sell a service, let's say you're a lawyer, or if, you have a brick and mortar store and you're selling medicine, or you're selling clothes, or you're selling whatever, or you just have a restaurant and you're selling food, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're selling something, that's a business, aka, But the main driver of a business, in the sense of like how you maintain yourself, and how the main driver of a business, besides the income, it's how you maintain. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent or something else. I'm thinking ahead of whatever. But all I'm trying to say is that, like, the main driver for a business, in the sense of like, besides what you do for a living, is you got to produce income enough to at least pay your bills at the end of the month. That's it, okay? And so the only driver, there's a million drivers, okay? But the main driver that we all need to fucking, put into place when talking about business and making money and just staying alive when it comes to that is the marginal cost, So, for example, the lower your marginal cost, the more money you make. Simple as that. So, for example, in the restaurant industry, the marginal cost is extremely high. Hence, why it's so difficult to not just make a living, but to actually have a successful restaurant, for years and years and things like that. Because, for example, like an item of food, a sandwich, could probably cost the restaurant owner everything from, you could cost them $8 and he's only selling it for $10 to $11. So the marginal cost is very, very tiny. Why does it cost so much? Well, because of all the labor involved to produce that sandwich, all the food involved, you know what I mean? All the products, you know, the lights, every single cost is put into one thing, and then that cost is, okay, this is what this sandwich cost, so now we got to sell it for a little more in order to make money. So in the restaurant business, that margin is extremely high. But let's just say that we're selling water, the margin is extremely low. Because let me just, you know, again, this is how much does it cost to produce this? And how much does it sell for? So let's just say that, you know, again, we know that the bottle costs 5 cents, give or take. The water, they get it from the tap. So it's free. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be funny here. Trying, hence in the trying. Anyway, so the marginal cost on this is probably, let's just say 15 cents, okay? And if sold at a store, it's sold for $1. So the marginal, you know, you're making what, 85 cents on this thing? It's a lot of money. Let's just say 25 cents, okay? Let's just put it at the extreme, okay? It's just not gonna be 25 cents, but let's just put it at that extreme of 25 cents. You're still making 75 cents, okay? And that 25 cents includes everything, you know, all the middlemen, everything all it takes to make this and put it in front of someone so that when they go to that gas station and they're thirsty, they buy it and they drink it, okay? That's that 25 cents there to make 70. But anyway, so you see, it's a big difference. That's why a lot of people, you know, this is why this is more profitable than making sandwiches. But again, it's a lot harder to, you know, have a corporation that where you know, you can create this and make this and keep it sustainable for a million reasons. Well, again, that's another, I don't want to get into that animal. Why people just open up taco stands, okay? It's a big, you know. So anyway, so to you know, to come back full circle on that, you know what I mean? It's all business really is keeping that cost as low as humanly possible, okay? Why? Because the lower you keep that cost, the more money you can make. The more money you can make, the more you can stay in business, period. In the story, at the end of the day, why do we open up a business? So that we can work for ourselves, do what we love, do what we want, and not have to be a debt slave, even though we all are, but again, not to that extent, okay? But again, it's very, very, very difficult to be in business for yourself, as anyone out there that does it knows. So it's not for everybody. But the point I'm trying to make is that, again, even if you work for somebody, that's your boss, that's all they're fucking thinking about all day, every day, no matter what the fuck it is you do. Because again, if this is not under control, you know, then you're just a corporation. You know, just fucking, you know, throwing money away, not paying taxes. I mean, who do you think you are? Oh, anyway, sorry. Conversation for another day. But anyway, in real business, yeah, that's the whole point. You know what I mean? It's just keeping that marginal cost down. So let's just give you some examples, okay? In fact, I'll just give you the example number one, Bitcoin, okay? So Bitcoin, okay, right now, let's just go with the banking system, okay? As to why Bitcoin will destroy the banking system. Okay, so right now, in order to make any kind of purchase, I need a bank. I need to have my money, my currency, my whatever, my value in another entity. You following me here? I know you guys have to follow me here. You guys do this every fucking day. So, get this, all right? You already know this. You get paid, and you have to give it to somebody else, all right? So they can hold it for you. So that whenever the fuck you want to pay a bill, you got to ask them permission to get your money back to pay the bill. Okay? That's the system we live in right now. Once we're on, again, Bitcoin is just the first, but again, I don't think Bitcoin is going to be used for everyday transactions, okay? It's probably other things, like a Litecoin, all right? Just, you know, we're super crazy early on with all this. But in the future, this is how it's going to work. You have your currency, your money, your value, your coins, your whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's just say currency, your money, okay? Your money is going to be in your wallet. I'm just using the phone because this is what it is right now. It could be a million other things in the future, but most likely it'll be this, okay? We'll discuss all that shit later as to the safety and this and da. We're just going with, okay. Because this is going to represent just like the wallet in your pocket. You're not going to keep all your money in your life in your pocket. Okay? I mean, just what you need to spend. Same thing with this, okay? So you'll keep the money in your wallet, okay? And this is your wallet, okay? You're the bank. That's it. So now, whenever the fuck you want to go and do anything, period, anything, it's just like cash. You don't need to ask permission. All you do is that you go into the coffee shop and you pay. You go to the car dealership and you buy the car. By the way, with this whole cryptocurrency shit, even with the whole buying of a car, buying of a house, buying of a large asset, it's people are like, oh yeah, but I don't have 3 Bitcoin to buy a car. No, listen, I don't got a fucking one. I only have one, okay? I only have portions, all right? It's not nothing about that, all right? All right? It's about the fact that once the bank is eliminated, okay? Now the person that's selling you the house, selling you the car, selling you the whatever, okay, if they choose, they can take whatever else you have as collateral for the loan. And they don't have to go through the banking system. They don't have to go through government. They don't have to go through all these fucking hoops in order just to see if, person A has the proper paperwork to do business with, person B. Okay? And we already know what all this paperwork is about. It has nothing to do with criminals. It has nothing to do with anything. All it has to do is with taxes and with keeping everybody in line. And that's it. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Because if we're really... Look, man, I don't want to get into details, all right? But anyone out there that's from the street, anybody knows what's up. We already know who the real criminals are, okay? We already know who the biggest fucking mafia is. And we already know how all this shit fucking works, okay? And anyone that's too fucking naive enough to fucking think that it's the opposite, that it's not them, that it's actually us, that we're the bad guys and not them, then you're already lost. You're already done, all right? And you shouldn't even be fucking listening to me, period, all right? You should just go look at cat videos, all right? Seriously. Because this is not for you here, okay? Okay, and I'm not fucking saying, enemy of the state. I'm not fucking saying any of these fucking horrible things. Like in the sense, like, I love my country, I love my everything. We all love it, okay? But we know things are fucked up and they're fucking us up and they're fucking the whole thing up and we need to stop. That's it. And so that's what Bitcoin represents, what the blockchain represents, is what all this represents, okay? Is that freedom. The elimination of middlemen in every single aspects of our lives. And then when we do need a middleman, they are there for us. We hire them. They work for us. That's it. They don't control us. Just like now, a bunch of times you want to make a purchase and your purchase doesn't go through because X, Y, and Z merchant doesn't trust, where your shit's coming from. Maybe you made a purchase that was too large and it didn't, let's just say that you made a $10,000 purchase and, you're only allowed to make an $8,000 purchase or more unless you got to contact the bank, and all of a sudden you're going through all these loopholes in order just to make a purchase with your own fucking money. When you want to send money to someone around the world, you got to use a SWIFT system and it costs a lot of money. It takes days if they even fucking get it in time, and all these taxes and this and that or whatever. But again, with Bitcoin, I can just send fucking money to my mom in Miami and she gets to like that. And she can go buy her groceries, okay? And she don't have to fucking wait if she's that hungry. Because again, I can't even go to the Bank of America or Wells Fargo and deposit cash money into her account so in case of an emergency, because they consider that money laundering or fucking fraud or whatever the fuck. Even if I'm just depositing $40, with both people having the same exact last names and explaining what the situation. No, $40. No, that's money laundering. I mean, how can someone, what do you mean grocery? You get what I'm saying? It's just that, what the fuck does it matter? Why can't I'm giving you money, bank. Why do you not want to take money? And that's because of all the bureaucracy, all of this, all that. And look, man, there's a reason they don't want to take the cash. If you listen to episode 1, or if not, just look up the history of money and then whatever. There's a reason why they don't want to take that fucking paper cash, man. All right? There's a reason Bitcoin and all these coins are going up. There's a reason that all the things that are really worth anything are actually fucking, accessing their real value. All right? They don't want this shit no more. They don't want. I'm just using this because I don't have a real dollar bill. I should just have a prop, okay? Not like it's fucking worth anything. I'll have a prop here next time, all right? But every time I show out a little piece of paper, I mean a bill. Fiat, okay? And by the way, what does fiat mean? Fake. So every government on the planet calls their money fake. In front of our eyes, in front of our face, every single fucking day. Why is that? Well, they're literally admitting to the truth. So that way, they have a clean conscience as they're fucking you in the ass without any Vaseline. Sorry, I don't mean to be vulgar, but I kind of do, because sometimes I feel it drives a point hard without, with a lot of friction. Sorry, I can't help myself sometimes. All right, so I think we'll leave it here for now. All right, I think we've discussed enough topics, and we talked enough on this subject for today anyway, and that's it. I mean, that's just business 101 represents, why this is important. Okay, it's just eliminating the middleman, and you're the main person now, period. And it's all peer-to-peer, so it doesn't matter. Like now, from a business perspective, now when you're dealing with your customer, it's all cash now. Okay, and when they're dealing with you, again, same thing. Everything is easy, quick. On top of everything else, people are thinking that it's cash, so none of this is going to be recorded or put on a ledger or anything like that. No. This is exactly what Bitcoins is, or the blockchain is. It's like it's ultimate transparency. Okay, so this is what will allow that too. Okay, so that way no one can fucking lie to you. Okay, not the guy you buy your groceries from. Not the guy that you bought something off Craigslist from anymore. Not the government, not whatever, because there's going to be like a record, a track record. You get what I'm saying? That's it. It's simple as that. And, there's going to be ways to not be, you know what I mean? Have your, you can still be in hiding and still, there's a lot more. I'm going too much, okay, on a tangent. I feel like this should be another video. When it comes to like privacy and all this other stuff. But just when it comes to like the blockchain itself and that technology itself, listen, okay? I don't want to hear it, okay? Right now, our government and every government is lying to you in the sense of like, if you ask them for the real numbers, they don't even know. If you ask them for an audit, if you ask them to, all the things that they would ask you for, and they expect you to have all your paperwork, they don't have their shit together. They don't know where the fuck they throw their money at. They don't know where they spend everything at. They don't have, we can only go by what they tell us, because they don't have to write anything down. They don't have to keep records of anything. Only what they want to keep records of. But in the future, a government is going to, just like a hospital is going to be expected to keep all the records and then have them on a public ledger so that we can all see what's going on, and so forth and so on. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thanks again for watching, guys, and again, I really appreciate all of you guys out there that watch this. All right, I really do. And all the questions you guys have been asking me, on and off, like through text, whatever, in person, and it's helping me a lot, to help you guys. All right, so yeah, so hopefully that helped a little bit. This is, again, just a business 101, cryptocurrency 101, as to why, this is so important, okay? The middleman aspect, okay? No more middlemen, all right? It's just you and them. And by them, I mean, whoever else, another person, okay? So that's it. It's just two people making an interaction, okay? All right, guys. As you can see, I'm still 13 years old, so I'm gonna leave it there, okay? 13, mientras la mamá me crece. I'm telling you, I'm a fucking juvenile. You don't even want to know what I just said. So thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please ask questions. Please, troll me. Do whatever. Have fun. Knock yourself out, okay? Seriously, like, just like it was difficult for me to get on here and talk about all these things, I know it's difficult for you guys to leave comments and interact. I know you guys still interact because obviously you guys, hit me up. But just, come on, we need everybody out there, okay? We need everyone interacting and talking about these things, and that's it. Because remember, we outnumber them, period, in the story. And by them, it doesn't matter who the fuck them are. There's just more of us than they are of them, okay? And by us, just humans, okay? With a good mind and a good conscience, and they want to just help your fellow man. So let's do your part, okay? Even if your part is just by spreading the fucking word, okay? Even if it's just spreading me or spreading somebody else's, okay? It's a word, okay? Please. This is the whole printing press scenario I'm talking about, okay? They can, they can't stop it anymore. There's just too many of us, too much knowledge out there already, all right? So let's keep uncovering the knowledge. Let's keep learning. Let's keep spreading. Let's keep doing all this, okay? And thanks again. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. And that's it. I'm going to cut it short. I'm super crazy long-winded, all right? I really just need to start getting all these things together. Thanks again. See you guys tomorrow.